What I want to really kind of tap into is when you are wondering, can virtual assisting replace my income? Is it coming from a place where you believe that in order to gain freedom, flexibility, and location dependence working for yourself, you have to give something up? That is a really kind of common mindset that a lot of people have. Super normal, by the way, but that we can't have it all. There's all these ors inside our world instead of ands, boths, alls, right? And so I do talk to a lot of women who literally say things like, hey, I want to start a virtual assistant business so that I can stay at home, or I can move with my husband because his job moves around and it's okay if I have to take a little bit of a pay cut to do it. Slam the brakes. What if you could make more money doing it? What if you could have all of those things and you did not have to sacrifice income?
Hey, Laptop Freedom Babes, Wonderlust.
This is Hello from Greece.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. It is Cocktails and Coaching with Rebecca, the Wonderlust virtual assistant. So excited you are joining me here. We are inside the Wonderlust virtual assistant Facebook group, where every Wednesday I do some coaching with a cocktail. So on this week's Cocktails and Coaching, my cocktail is a tequila sunrise. And I'm wearing a tank top because it's not warm where I live, but I am calling in the summer. Fake it till you make it, right? So cheers. Let me know that you're watching, where you're watching from. Say hi. Maybe you're joining with a cocktail. Hi, Alyssa. Haha. I can sometimes see people's names pop up, which makes me really happy. So say hi, let me know that you're watching or that you're catching the replay. Type in hashtag replay in the comments. And what I really want to encourage you to do as well is that I see the comments come up live on my end. So any questions that you have, this is your opportunity to literally receive live mentorship from me. So get on it. Okay, with that, today's Cocktails and Coaching is going to be answering the question, can virtual assisting replace your income? Take a sip. Ashley, I sent you an email. Hello, I sent you an email. Okay, take a sip. Let me know if you're joining with anything. Doesn't have to be an alcoholic beverage. Okay, so can virtual assisting replace your income? This is a question that I get a lot, and it's a very understandable question. Obviously, there's a lot of unknowns about virtual assisting when you are first starting out. And sometimes the problem is that when we are first perusing, what is a virtual assistant, or like, what do they get charged? Hi, Jess. So good to see you. You might see virtual assistants getting charging like $8 an hour. And you're like, hell nah. I can't live off of that. This does not replace my income. You're right. Those virtual assistants are not you. Whew. Okay. You will never charge $8 an hour. You will never charge $15 an hour. You'll probably never even charge $20 an hour. You are better than that. And don't let those job postings that are probably from lower quality virtual assistants from areas in the world where it's a less economic standard of living. Ooh, I'm trying to be so careful with my vocabulary. But you know what I mean. They're not in the same bracket as you are. So don't worry, you can totally replace your income as a virtual assistant, which is so exciting. What I want to really kind of tap into is when you are wondering, can virtual assisting replace my income? Is it coming from a place where you believe that in order to gain freedom, flexibility, and location dependence working for yourself, you have to give something up. That is a really kind of common mindset that a lot of people have. Super normal, by the way, but that we can't have it all. There's all these ors inside our world instead of ands, boths, alls, right? And so I do talk to a lot of women who literally say things like, hey, I want to start a virtual assistant business so that I can stay at home, or I can move with my husband because his job moves around and it's okay if I have to take a little bit of a pay cut to do it. Slam the brakes. What if you could make more money doing it? What if you could have all of those things and you did not have to sacrifice income? So that is a belief shift. That is a mindset shift that is going to really come in handy when you start to work for yourself, and I'm going to tell you why. First off, though, what I want to do is I want to touch on some like real life stories so that you're like, oh, crazy. That's so cool. So I'm literally reading one of my blog posts. I think it's going to be posted pretty soon, where we interview a woman who went through the Laptop Freedom Program. Her name is Hannah. You can search my interview with her inside the Wonderlust Facebook group as well. So we are posting our interview with Hannah on the Wonderlust Virtual Assistant blog, which you can find at thewonderlustva.com. And one of the questions we asked her, she used to be a teacher, full-time teacher, which I'm sure a lot of you are. And one of the questions we asked her is, what has been the most challenging part of starting your virtual assistant business? Her response, in the beginning, believing that I could command $45+ an hour. Then she says in parentheses, now I can't even imagine asking for anything less than 50, and that would have to be for a pretty small job, which blows my mind. So she really acknowledges, I love this question, because I asked her what was the most challenging part about starting her VA business, and it was stepping into the ownership that she could also be paid well for this. It could be the best of both worlds, right? And so tonight we had our first Laptop Freedom Program coaching call for the spring cohort. So excited for you ladies. And one of the amazing gals who also has joined on a bunch of virtual hangouts, she is currently setting her prices and designing her packages right now. And she admitted on the coaching call, she's like, I'm struggling with setting my price because I am used to jobs that pay me $10, $15 an hour. And she's like, I can't even imagine getting paid more than that, especially for a job that I technically haven't done yet before. And so we really got to dive into, why not? What is it that you feel that you are not worthy? What has gotten you? Who has told you to this position where in order to work for yourself, to start a new job, to become location dependent and design your own schedule and be your own boss, you have to start at the bottom. You have to work for free, or you have to be paid peanuts for it. This is a huge mindset shift, okay? To be honest, no one's work is worth $15 an hour. I mean, that is very low, and obviously everyone is in different situations, but as a citizen of this society, it should be higher than that. Can I get an amen? It should be higher than that. We are worth more than that. And so when you are starting your virtual assistant business, you do not have to do work for free. You do not have to do work for free in exchange for a testimonial. No. You can work, get paid what you're worth, what the value of your services are worth. I need to be careful with that language. You and the services you offer should not be lumped in the same monetary amount. And so what we did on this Laptop Freedom Program coaching call is we discussed, okay, what is the starting rate that sounds way too high for you, to the fact where you wouldn't even try to get clients because you'd just be like mortified to say that that was your rate. And she told me that amount. And I said, okay, how does it feel? And then I knocked like $3 off. I was like, how does that number feel? She's like, still gives me butterflies. I would feel really uncomfortable telling a potential client that was my hourly rate. I was like, okay. I knocked $2 off. And she's like, yeah, actually, that feels better. And it was a way higher hourly rate than what she was getting paid in her minimum wage job. You do not have to give up something in order to gain the amazingness of working for yourself from wherever you want for people who love you. You can do that, and you can make lots of money doing it. Okay. So now I want to try to paint a picture for you of potential. Because I'm not saying, okay, start your virtual assistant business and start charging $120 an hour. That is most likely not realistic. Yes, I love that. Jess is saying so good. Ashley's saying yes, free or 15 doesn't pay my bills. Exactly. And can you imagine? Okay, here's the thing. If you are working for someone who's paying you $15 an hour and you're like, fuck that guy or woman or, give it to the man or whatever, you are now working for yourself. You are your own business. So if you then charge $15 an hour, you are literally doing what your boss is doing, but you're doing it to yourself, right? Like, you are now your own company. Make sure you demand the value of the services of the people who work for your company, even if it's just you. You're a one-person company. Do it, girl. So, like I was saying, do you jump into virtual assisting and get paid the amount that a consultant would charge? No, you wouldn't, because that would really minimize your chances of getting started. And we don't want that. Like, we want to get started, because once we are in the game, once we are virtual assisting, our learning curve, our skill sets, our toolbox, everything that we know, our services that we can offer expand really rapidly, and that increases the value of your services. Does that make sense? So, when I was speaking to this woman on the Laptop Freedom coaching call today, we got down to a number that she felt comfortable right now at the beginning of her business to tell potential clients so that she could get in. Okay? Because once she's in, once she gets more practice, once she gets used to saying these dollar amounts and attach them to her services, she can raise her rates. She can raise her rates as her services become more valuable, as she learns more skills. When you are working for yourself as a virtual assistant, promotions are up to you. And you don't have to wait for someone to die in order to move up. Right? The ladder is not linear in virtual assisting. It can go in any direction that serves you best. Whether that is within one of your clients' company, we've got a number of Laptop Freedom Program alumni that have become COOs of their clients' companies, went from VA to COO with the same client. Or we've had women in the Laptop Freedom alumni community start as VAs, divert around clients that didn't serve them, and have attached themselves and worked with clients on skills that have really made their services valuable. Your growth and the value of your services is finally up to you. You don't have to wait for the company to buy you a training or bring an expert in where you can do team building. You don't have to wait for someone to die. You don't have to wait for your annual review to get a $2 raise. None of that. We are saying goodbye to all of that. You are now working for yourself. So if that means that you are working with clients and at the end of the day, you also want to take an hour to study deeper into how to Photoshop, that is time you were investing into increasing the value of your services. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if I'm making sense. This is like, the the expansion of your value as a virtual assistant is so limitless once you step away from the linear confines of a 9 to 5 that sometimes it's even hard to like explain it. But if you're thinking in your current job, if you are in a 9 to 5 right now, think of what it would take to get paid more. Whether that's like you need a promotion or there's nothing, you've hit a ceiling, you're at the top of your department, or you have to wait a year. Any of those really common reasons, throw them out of the water. Those are not reasons anymore how you can increase your value as a virtual assistant. So, can virtual assisting replace your income? Yes, absolutely it can. Will it replace your income at the very beginning? I don't know. I don't know how much you make. You tell me. But your ability to make money is a lot higher and easier to tap into. So, for example, I'm reading back in Hannah's interview right now. I'm trying to find the question. Sorry, Dad. So the last question I asked her was, what is a success point? What is the success point in your business you are most proud of? And she said, taking home more my first year as a VA than I had taken home the year before teaching. She made more her first year of virtual assisting than she did teaching, which she did for years. She built up to that point. One of her major clients is an NFL player, and now she's also written a chapter in a book. Wild. Because once you are working for yourself, and your time is yours to spend it however you want to spend it. Hello, Lexi. Imagine what you would do with it in order to increase your income. What if at the end of your day you weren't drained and exhausted? What if you didn't have to commute an hour each way? What would you do with that time that could potentially increase your income? So I don't know how much you make to directly relate it to how much you would make as a virtual assistant. But the potential of how much you can make is so much higher when nothing is in your way. Thank you for hopping on. Let me know if you're catching the replay. Bye.